Cavill and Company, defying convention at the center.
You are Locked On A's, your daily Oakland A's podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hey there, A's fan. How you doing? I'm Wayne Coy, host of Locked On A's, your everyday dive into all things athletics. And if you are an everydayer, thanks for being here again. If you're a first-timer, welcome aboard. We try to cover it all for you. And lately, a lot of it been going on off the field. We'll talk about what happened today in Las Vegas. But first, we'll let you know that this episode is brought to us by FanDuel. Our buddies, they want you to know that you can make every moment more. With FanDuel, right now, new customers bet $5 and you get $200 in bonus bets guaranteed. Just visit FanDuel.com/lockedon and they'll get you started. Well, we got started today. It's been a month or so, 6 weeks since the A's and their contingency have been here. Contingent have been here in town, and they met today at the Las Vegas Convention Center. Yes, there was a Dave Cavill sighting today, as a matter of fact. Public comment is what started everything off today. There was Peter Guzman, who was from the Las Vegas Latin Chamber of Commerce, basically just kind of gushing about how everything has been between he and the A's organization so far. He seems rather happy that they might be coming here. In fact, he talked about John Fisher and how great it was to meet him. And so all of that went down. Then there were also the people from Schools Over Stadiums. You might have heard us talk about them a little bit. They're the people behind the potential referendum that may go on the ballot in Nevada. And it was Chris Daly who spoke up, and he said, well, he was first of two, actually, from that organization. Mr. Daly, voice of Nevada educators for over 120 years. He said he is also the vice president of Schools Over Stadiums. And in September, Schools Over Stadiums filed a referendum petition of SB1 with the Secretary of State's office. This referendum specifically targeting state funding in SB1. And it says Steve Hill made public comments this summer about a possible referendum, stating that entering into a development agreement with the A's before the vote would negate the impacts of a referendum. He's been completely silent on the topic since our language was submitted. And then it ends up here talking about lobbyists from the A's and a lawsuit that's been filed against this group. Either way, the hearing on the litigation is scheduled for November 6th in Carson City. Well, that's coming up. While Schools Over Stadiums is confident in the adequacy of our petition, we have decided to wait until after this hearing to begin collecting signatures. We have until June 26, 2024 to collect the roughly 103,000 required signatures. If qualified Nevada voters will have the opportunity to weigh in on the use of public funds, we are confident that they will choose schools over stadiums. And again, that was Chris Daly who grabbed the podium for a minute. And it was pretty limited public conversation. They only allowed comment for a couple of minutes. After it was over, Peter Guzman, once again, kind of front and center. The quote from him was, "Gonna create jobs. These folks get paid really well to do this. For me, it's a home run." And he praised the A's again as an organization, praised them for taking the right steps to become a part of our community. Steve Hill, who is the Las Vegas Convention and Visitors Authority CEO, also the chairman of the Las Vegas Stadium Authority, whose meeting this was today, said he's glad that they were able to finally get a couple of drafts, 2 of the 4, he said, out into the public for people to review. And that included the lease and another one, which is about community benefits. So you had the stadium lease agreement and the stadium community benefits agreement. He said that he was optimistic that the Major League Baseball owners are going to be able to vote to approve the A's relocation, although he could not confirm when that vote will happen, although everybody thinks that it's going to happen at the owners' meetings, which are coming up in mid-November. Now, the agenda items besides included approving a couple of law firms to be able to do things. First up was Hunton, Andrews, and Kurth, or HAK, to assist with negotiations between the A's and the Stadium Authority, not to exceed the sticker price of $700,000. Also voted to approve Brownstein, Hyatt, Farber, Schreck, LLP, and they're going to serve as the local counsel in negotiations with the A's for the development and leasing of a new stadium. Amount not to exceed $300,000. That stadium construction, community engagement, focus of a presentation then by Mortensen McCarthy. That was a joint venture team that got together on behalf of the Athletics. Now, A's president Dave Kaval was in attendance, but he didn't speak. Instead, he let the people from Mortensen McCarthy do the talking. Speaking of Kaval, there was a Reddit post that normally I don't, I'm not a Reddit guy, really. I got to be honest with you. I don't get too deep into Reddit, but I got to bring this one up just because, excuse me while I peer around here. I got to bring this up just because, it came from, I think, a pretty well-placed source. Don't know what you think about it, but this is a guy who worked with Dave Kaval back when, before he even joined the A's, in fact, before he joined the San Jose Earthquakes. Dave was the CEO and founder of the Golden Baseball League, okay? And this Reddit post comes from at Aussie Duckman, no name given, who says he was the general manager of a minor league team in the Golden Baseball League when Dave Kaval was the CEO and founder of the league. To put it mildly, he is the worst colleague that I've ever worked with. Oh, the stories I could tell you. For example, each year we had to switch hotel deals for visiting players because he wouldn't pay the bills from the previous hotels for the previous year. We hired a talented intern to work for us, but the intern had to sue the league to get paid. Dave never honored the contracts that he signed and didn't give two about a handshake. He is the perfect example of someone failing upward. He's never succeeded at anything except promoting himself. When he was hired as president of the A's, I just laughed. When he was hired as president of the A's, I just laughed. He said, me and my old GBL colleagues had a laugh. Poor Oakland isn't going to get through this unscathed. And here we are. All right, so that's the Reddit post that came across. And that thing has been literally shared on every social media platform. So somebody who apparently knows Mr. Kaval had a little bit to say. Now that's trending. You can go find it if you want to. You find yourself in a state of emergency. That happens, right? You hit the road, Jack. And then you get sick. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. So what do you do? Well, JCE Medical Group has gotten together to give you some really good options and some really good life-saving solutions. And they call it the JCE case. That's 5 life-saving antibiotics. And all it takes is that JCE case to get you well again, which is awesome. Simple. It's no big deal. You just go online. In fact, it's easier than me finding that Reddit just a minute ago. Sorry, I had to dig deep for that. Anyway, in some cases, you can jump on a quick call with one of their board-certified physicians. You can get ongoing care from the doctors. It's doctor-created, and it's doctor-recommended too, which is a big deal. JCE handles everything. They do that from the online evaluation all the way to the licensed pharmacy medication delivery, and of course, the ongoing consultation. They want to make sure you're okay. So, you're on the road, you're on vacation, you're on a business trip, whatever. It seems like that kind of stuff can hit you when you least need it to happen, right? Because you're away from home. Well, this is an assurance. You can leave home with that, the JCE case, right there in your bag, and know that you're going to be okay. All right? Gift cards available as well, by the way. So if you want to get a JCE case for a family member, you can do that too. Let them get their own case because you've got yours, and show them that you're on the case. Save money at the same time. Just go to jcemedical.com, and when you get there, put in the code LOCKED ON. When you check out, you'll get a $20 discount on your order. Okay? That's promo code LOCKED ON at JASEmedical.com. And tell them Locked On A's sent you. All right, some more off the field stuff. I know it's like, are we ever going to talk about actual baseball? Well, there's a lot going on with this team in particular. The Oakland A's, Nevada Independent reporting yesterday that gaming and leisure properties, otherwise known as GLPI, might be willing, I say might, be willing to invest beyond the company's $175 million commitment to develop a baseball stadium at the Tropicana site that they own. The Nevada Independent reporting this yesterday. Bally's Corporation, who leased the 35-acre site, said that they are planning to demolish the Tropicana Hotel and Casino, and they're going to be building a new resort property, which we've been hearing, right? But not until after the stadium is actually built, okay, and open. So far, the A's are getting 9 of those 35 acres, but this article might lead you to believe it's possible that they could get a little bit more. We certainly have discussed that retractable roof stadium's probably not going to fit on those 9 acres. So they're going to need more land unless they decide to do a dome, which is certainly possible. If they come to Las Vegas, we should predicate everything by saying it's a big if, of course. Analysts are expected to ask the GLPI execs about the project in detail this coming Friday when the company needs to report their third quarter earnings, because yes, indeed, they are public. Hey, congrats to the voice of the A's. That would be, for a long, long time now, Mr. Ken Korak. I'm a big Ken fan, and he has been selected as one of 10 finalists for the Ford C. Frick Excellence in Broadcasting Award, which is all part of the Baseball Hall of Fame. And I can't think of anybody who's really more deserving. In fact, I remember when Ken was pretty much letting everybody know that he thought that his mentor, Bill King, should get the award, and eventually did, which is awesome. So now Ken is one of those 10 nominees. I reached out to him actually today, and I wanted to personally congratulate him. And he did reply. He said that he was totally surprised and at the same time certainly humbled to be a part of such a great group. And what a group it is. I got to tell you, besides Ken Korak, you got a couple of guys who go together like peanut butter and jelly. They are not nominated as a team. They're nominated individually. And I don't know how you put one in without the other. And I am talking, of course, about Krupp and Kuip, right? Mike Krukow and Dwayne Kuiper, San Francisco Giants. They just go together, I think. Anyway, it'd be interesting to see if either one individually got in. I can't see that happening. Joe I can never say his name. Castiglione. There you go. You got to slow down. It's not as easy as Contronio, which we can say all day, all night. Anyway, he's with the Boston Red Sox, a name that everybody knows. I just can't pronounce. Been with that radio team for years. Joe Buck, of course, Fox Sports for a long, long time, now at ESPN. Says he's not going to call any more games, but he's up for the award, as is Tom Hamilton, the longtime Cleveland play-by-play man, back when they were the Indians, of course. And the great Ernie Johnson Sr., TBS, and the Atlanta Braves. There are even more besides that, but those are the ones that stood out to me. And again, the one that really stands out that we're the happiest for is our buddy Ken Korak. So all the best to Ken. They'll find out soon who's going to win that thing. Well, it is official now as well that Bob Melvin is the manager of the San Francisco Giants, returning to the Bay Area, where, of course, he played for the Giants. He grew up, went to college at Cal, and, of course, managed the A's from 2011 until 2021. Susan Slusser has got this great piece in the SF Chronicle, if you get a chance to check that out today. Went back to a cross-section of players that actually played for Bo Mel, and that includes names like Josh Donaldson and Mark Canha and Sonny Gray, and asked them, what it was like to play for Bob. And as you can imagine, they all had great things to say. In fact, nothing but positive. It's a great hire. I got to tell you, for the Giants, I'm not a Giants fan, but I'm certainly a Bob Melvin fan. So it'll be weird because I'm going to be rooting for Bo Mel, but not necessarily for the team across the bay. But anyway, very, very happy for Bob Melvin regardless. He is a quality guy. And you know what else? We're the same age. And I'd like to think that I wear it well, but I can tell you this, he definitely does, because he does not look his age. So congratulations again, Bob Melvin. Welcome back. October baseball, that's what we're talking about. It's back too, just like Bob Melvin. And you can make your postseason debut with FanDuel, America's #1 sports book. Join FanDuel today, and you'll get started with $200 in bonus bets guaranteed. All you got to do is bet $5. That's it. And then visit FanDuel.com/locked on, create your new account, and then get ready. You got that $200 with your $5 bet, and you can bet on everything. You can bet on strikeouts, on walks, on home runs, on hits, and overs and unders, and all of that. If you don't want to wait the whole game, you want to get that quick dub, well, you can do that. They call it quick bets. You could basically bet on the next at bat if you want to. So head on over to FanDuel.com. Get ready for more October baseball. World Series starts very soon. That's FanDuel.com/locked on. Get over there right now. Step up to the plate with a great postseason deal, $200 in bonus bets guaranteed, and make every moment more with FanDuel, official sports betting partner of Major League Baseball. Well. It's time to tell you that this show is open for business as it relates to guests. I think we finally got all of our technical stuff worked out, so I'm looking forward to getting people back on again. We put our toe in the water yesterday with a couple of kids in Iowa. Is this Iowa? No, it's baseball. Anyway, this show is going to be open again to some more people to join us, and I'm looking forward to it. Alan Snell has already been on. I'd like to get him back on. He was there today, actually, for that meeting with the LVSA. It'll be great to kind of get Alan's feedback because he was in the room. I watched the whole thing, the live stream, but I don't think it's the same as actually being in the room. And, just to be able to look over at Dave Cavill and think about that Reddit post while I'm looking at him. Anyway, we'll get Alan back on. And also somebody I'm looking very forward to having on the show, Gabriel Cullen. Now, you may have heard about this documentary film that's coming out, and it's called Summer of Sell, kind of a play on Summer of Soul, right? That was a great documentary too. But Summer of Sell is all about, of course, the A's fans and their passion and their determination to keep their team rooted in Oakland. And I don't know if you've seen the sizzle reel, the trailer. We'll try to put a link to it down below, but you got to check it out. It's must see if you're an A's fan. You're going to get, I'm telling you right now, the little hairs, they're going to stand up. And also, I think you're going to stand up and you're going to shout from the highest mountain, sell the team, after you see this thing. Definitely awesome. So check it out, summerofcelldocumentary.com. That's the website. And again, we're looking forward to having Gabriel on the podcast very soon. This date in A's history, where we're going all the way back today to 1911. That's a long, long time ago. Fred Merkle, remember Merkle's Boner? Remember being a kid reading that in the sports books, and you just couldn't help but laugh when you read that. It was a snicker because of, even at my age right now, still kind of inside me, there's this 12-year-old just dying to get out and start laughing. But yeah, Fred Merkle, this was not the thing that typically gets written about. 10th inning sac fly by Merkle for the Giants. Scores Larry Doyle, and the New York Giants win 4-3 over the Philadelphia A's in the World Series. And that victory cut the A's lead in the series 3-2. But hold on now, because here come the A's. They came roaring back the very next day. I love it. They played in New York the day before. They were back in Philly the next day. Train ride, right? That's how they took care of stuff back then. Now you'd have to have 3 days off and a couple of specials, on ESPN before you could play again. But back then they got right at it. Almost right at it. 13-2 was the final. Let me just cut to the chase. A's beat the Giants. And even though none of us were around back then, hey, that's our team, right? And they did that at Shibe Park in Philadelphia. They clinched the series win. And it was notable, that particular series, for a couple of reasons. Well, because the A's and the Giants had actually met before. Yeah, in 1905. And that one was won by the Giants. So this was revenge. And it tasted pretty sweet for the A's as they win this one in 1911. And then, of course, I say A's Giants World Series. You say 1989, right? That was the Bay Bridge series, of course, memorable because it was the two Bay Area teams, but also, of course, for what happened. That was the Loma Prieta earthquake, of course, and that happened right before Game 3 was supposed to start at Candlestick Park, but it didn't happen. So in 1911, there was a delay between games that went 6 straight days because they were having heavy, heavy rain. And that was actually the longest delay between games in a World Series until 1989. And of course, play had to be suspended then because of the aftermath of the earthquake. Of course, we all remember what happened then. and they eventually did get back to it, but it was 10 days later. And when they did, they resumed play with the A's, of course, sweeping the Giants. You were like wondering, okay, well, how long till you tell us that? Now, let me tell you again. A's swept the Giants, and they've been to the World Series, 3 more times after that. 4, 2002, and then 10, 12, and 14. Meanwhile, the Oakland Athletics are still waiting to get back there. 1989. It's a drought, you guys. I think we're due. I don't know what you think, but looking at the roster, might be a minute. Just saying. Okay. Anyway, that's kind of cool. That all happened on this day in A's history, all the way back in 1911. Fred Merkle. Okay. I want to thank you for being here. You made it to the very end. If you can, give us a like and please subscribe to the channel, because that's, of course, the way that we can let you know, hey, we're back here again with another brand new episode of Locked On A's. And give us that like. That helps spread the channel so that other people can find out about it too. Okay? Appreciate both of those things, and mostly appreciate you being here and making us your first listen every single day. I'm Wayne Coy. Till we get back together again, you keep on swinging.